will go 39, a small letter, then 39, 40 is another big letter. So 39 is a small though, but it contains two important points for our pondering, and I will see what important to us. This is relating to a lot of allegation against Blavatsky. And Blavatsky finally decided to sue, to file a defamation case against one of the newspapers. That is, newspaper was famous at that time. So also now that newspaper, the Statesman, for libelous statement. Those who are lawyer who knows that how a statement reflected in the newspaper, how one person can be defamed. So here that thing was happened against Alcott, against also Blavatsky. So libelous statement, finally HPB decided to sue that newspaper. Senate asked Master A. Murthy a telegram to give advice. This letter is written, brothers will see, this letter is written red ink on both sides of two sheets of letter size paper. Letter number 33, Mahatma mentioned from the very beginning, my arhat bhoj are pronounced. My arhat bhoj are pronounced, and I can neither seek revenge nor help others to obtain it. So, in go to detail, I will explain this. Yes. This is letter number 39. My Arath bhos are pronounced. I can neither seek revenge nor help others to obtain it. I can help her with cash only when I know that not a mess nor a fraction of tal. This is the tal is a Chinese word, Chinese ounce, will be spent upon any unholy purpose, and revenge is unholy. But we have defense, and she has right to it. This is the slide number 2. Then slide number 3 contains defense and full vindication she must have, and demand retraction and threaten with a lawsuit. She has right, and she can institute proceedings, for he will retract. Adepts can do and supply funds to their chelas, but under certain circumstances. So here Mahatma mentioned his Arhat Bhoj. What is Arhat? This is the Arhat stage, is fourth stage of the initiation. Fourth initiation in Theosophical literature, master and path. You will see there are 5 types of initiation: first, second, third. Before initiation, you have to become an ideal man, then disciple, before disciple, probation period, then disciple, then become the son of the masters. Then you will take the first initiation, second initiation, third initiation, fourth initiation is the Arhat stage. Arhat is a Buddhist terminology. So let me explain. There are what are other religion, these initiations, what they are telling. Hindus says Kuchichakka, Buddhist Satpanna, Christian virgin birth. Hindu second initiation Bahudaka, Buddha's Sakadagami, and Christian baptism. In Theosophy literature, It is our second initiation. Third initiation, Theosophy as per Theosophy literature. Hindus, Hansa, then Buddha's Anagamini, Christian Transfiguration. Then fourth initiation, Hindus, Paramahansa, Buddha's Arhat, then Christian crucifixion and resurrection, and our Theosophy literature, it is fourth initiation. If in fifth initiation, that is the fifth initiation in Theosophy literature, then Hindus, Atita, Buddhists, after Arhat, Paseka, nothing more to learn. Then Christian, Ascension and Descension of Holy Ghost. These are the initiations of different religions we have. So here Mahatma mentioned clearly the Arhat Bhos are pronounced. So as he initially, before becoming an adept, Asheka, he was Arhat. So Arhat, when you became Arhat, you can neither seek revenge nor help others to obtain it. I can help her with her cash only. When I know that not a mass, not a single iota of penny or ounce will spend other than it is decided to spend, will be spent upon unholy purpose. And revenge is, Mahatma mentioned, revenge is unholy. Can you see how great the great ones are? There is no question of revenge. So as on today, just think of in our daily life, forget taking revenge. We can file cases, we can threaten by exposing him in a different method, but don't take revenge. Means you are doing harm to a particular person, physically or otherwise also. So Mahatma mentioned defense and full vindication she must have and demand retraction. As in newspaper, if suppose one is defamed, so you can demand retraction and threaten the lawsuit that she has right to do. She can institute proceedings, for he will retract. After that, the person who damaged the reputation of Blavatsky Theosophical Society, he can retract. Now, the present position, at the present days, the higher forces, the Mahatmas, still helping in their own ways to persons who are very devoted, sincere to the Theosophical Society. Personally, I met Professor Chintamani Mahapatra, former Federation President, how he was helped by the great ones to become when he was a pauper, there's no money to feed his family, then how he was helped. He explained it to me when I was young. And if we gone through the Joy Mills recently, one of the newsletter and early newsletter, it was also reflected how she left everything for the Theosophical Society and how she was helped. So let us, then some literary magazine was there, publication of a newspaper, articles. So Mahatma mentioned it clearly to Senate that my object is twofold: to develop your metaphysical intuitions and help the journal by infusing into it a few drops of real literary good blood. Your three articles are certainly praiseworthy. The points well taken as far as I can judge, calculated to arrest the attention of every scholar and metaphysician, especially the first. Later on, you will learn more on creation. So, while we are doing our theosophical activities, publication of a newsletter, either in a digital way or in a magazine, it is our duty to put forward best article for the public. So it will develop, Mahatma says, develop our metaphysical intuition. It will certainly we will think over the article, what we should write, or all these things will help, and it will create a development within us and help the journal, so that journal will be helped, and our literary um, faculty will be also developed. So here Mahatma mentioned that three articles certainly praiseworthy, and it attract the attention of the scholars as well as the metaphysicians. Metaphysicians means those who are um, higher level philosopher and other higher individuals. So Mahatma intention is to develop, when a journal is there, to develop, create interest as well as literary way by which the twofold development will be made. So now on also, at present day, the theosophy members can do that, so that their intuition will be developed, their literary faculty will be unfolded, and it will attract the scholars and other metaphysicians available in our society. And it will create, later on you will learn to create. And the word learn to create, that is more important. The more we develop metaphysical intuition within us, literary faculty within us, then we will develop creativeness within us, and we will write more beautiful article, and will help the society, scholars, and other people. They will be attracted to this theosophical society. Next is Mahatma. How Mahatma, even at that time, meanwhile I have to create my dinner, you would scarcely like it, I am afraid. At that time, while he was writing or completing this letter, he mentioned that I have to create my dinner, and which is not to be liked by Senate. Just to mention it, how Mahatma himself is, Master M himself is preparing dinner for him. Then another interesting letter. This is letter number 31, page 97, Mahatma letter number 40. It received on November 1881. It was received, but AP Senate mentioned it in February 1882. It was wrong. The letter is letter was written on both sides of two sheets of standard size white paper in dark red ink. Actually, in order to establish the genuineness of letters, which is preserved in the British Museum, Brother Clinton and others, they have clearly mentioned in which way the letters are written, in which ink, red ink, dark ink, blue, everything mentioned in these letters. So it is not so important in order to accept, in order to establish that it requires how they prepare the letters. Then next slide. To your first, there is little to answer. Can you do anything to help on this society? It was the question of, in that letter, question of Senate to Mahatma. Can you do anything to help on the society? Mahatma mentioned, want me to speak frankly? Well, I said no. How Mahatma M is very strong in his language. He said, no, neither yourself nor the Lord Sangyas. Sangyas means, Sangyas is a Tibetan name of Lord Buddha. We in Theosophical Society, we all know Buddha is at what stage he is. So, to help the Theosophical Society, neither yourself nor the Lord Sangyas, Lord Buddha himself, so long as the equivocal position of founders is not perfectly, undeniably proved due to Fendi's malice and systematic interview, would help it on. So kindly see the wordings, because Theosophical Society is in the mundane world. The next sentence will be, next slide is mundane world. Let us go to the next slide. See the attack of missionaries who are in the mundane world doing lot of things against the founders. So this previous slide and this side. So even if Mahatma at their level, they are all great ones at the top of intuitive play. Even Lord Buddha, they cannot help the allegation, the missionaries' work, etc. What is going on in the world at that time? Because we people, the members of Theosophical Society at that time, like Sinnett and Hume, they are also not helping the Blavatsky and Alcott. So Mahatma said, how can we cannot help him? No, Mahatma Gandhi is no, neither yourself nor the Lord Sangyas himself. So long as the equivocal position of the founders is not perfectly and undeniably proved due to fiendish malice and systematic interview. So long as we the people are not helping our founders, so how can the great ones there at that level they can help? So could help it, could help it all. So next sentence, see the attack of missionaries who are in the mundane world doing lot of things against the founders. That is the wordings Mahatma giving. How can they help? Then next sentence, next point in this slide, you in this have your notions. We have our own upon this subject. Upon this subject, Mahatma, two Mahatma are inner founders. Those are other outer founders are Blavatsky, Alcott. So attack on HPB and Henry Steele Alcott. We have our own upon this subject. Then next sentence, if you keep the clean kerchief, handkerchief in your own pocket and throw but the soiled one into the crowd, who will pick it up? Who will pick it up? How beautifully explained Mahatma. You will keep your very scented and handkerchief within your pocket and throw the oiled, soiled one into the crowd. Who will pick up? Means you are himself also not observing the good qualities of the Blavatsky and Alcott, how they are taking pains, how they are sincere their work. You are also criticizing them in now and then in different manners. So those things are the soiled one. And who will pick up? Who will pick up? You are not keeping good qualities, good clean kerchief in your pocket. You are not showing it to others that they have their Blavatsky Alcott, they have their good qualities, they are the best available person in the Theosophical Society. You are not mentioning it. You are showing what? The soiled one into the crowd. So who will pick it up? Naturally, the missionaries are doing all these things in the mundane world. That is the clear instruction to then Alcott and Sinnett and Hume. So also it is now to us. We will see the leaders at the present movement, Theosophical movement leaders or president, secretary of a particular branch. We will see the good qualities of that, whether he or she, and then only the society will prosper. Then next slide. This is relating to one Subbiram, a truly good man. You will find many good people in our organization, but they are more devoted to not our philosophy, but to other philosophy. Let us see it. Subbiram, a truly good man, yet a devotee of another era. Not his guru's voice, his own. It is not his guru's voice, it is his own. The voice of a pure, unselfish, earnest soul, observant, misguided, misdirected mysticism. Add to it a chronic disorder in that portion of the brain which respond to clear vision. Add to it a chronic disorder in that portion of the brain which respond to clear vision, and the secret is soon told. That disorder was developed forced visions by hot yoga and asceticism, prolonged asceticism. So here you will mark, brothers and sisters, that is chronic disorder in that portion of the brain which respond to clear vision, and the secret is soon told. So something happened to our brain which is linked with our eyesight, with our eye. By that, if that portion of the brain is damaged by our forcible action, by our hot yoga or prolonged asceticism, then that inside that thing will be damaged forever. So how this brain function, I collected, I am not a student of science, but I collected it in order to clarify more on this point. This is our brain. How does brain control the eyesight? What part of the brain controls vision? Brain consists of 4 parts. These parts are known as medical science, lobes: frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, and occipital at rear. Then backside of our brain, it is occipital. It has the connection with the eyesight. Suppose we damage this backside brain in any manner, then we will develop eye problem. Then we will be very difficult problem. So these 4 brains, which parts of the brain lobes, which is contacted with the eyesight. Let us go to the next slide. This is our 2 eyeballs. Then this is our brain. This is our occipital at the rear of the brain. Suppose one will fall, most of the time with an accident, one will fall backwards. Then if it is damaged, many things will happen to us. So let us go to the next. The occipital lobe is for observing and processing the raw image from the outside world through the eyes. That is the work of which is in the back. Then parietal lobe plays a big role in visuospatial cognition. That is very important sentence. Wordings is that you will judge whether it is a snake or rope. That is the role of parietal lobe in our brain. Our ability and recognize, adapt the physical space around us while we are searching a TV remote, whether that is there or where, we can judge this is the role of parietal lobe. Then temporal lobe controls our memory. It is in the brain. It controls our memory. This is the work of the occipital and parietal and temporal. Then frontal lobe they have given, which not relevant for the present text. So what happened? Sumiram is like we people observing misguided, misdirected mysticism. Not all. Some of among us will mark many parts of the world or many members of Theosophical Society. We observing misguided by we'll observe that misguided, misdirected mysticism. They have forced vision developed by hot yoga and prolonged asceticism. Many types of yoga are available nowadays. Where many types of yoga we will see available. That what will happen by that? By that, this occipital lobe will be damaged, and by damaging that, your life will be prolonged further. So please avoid this. What Mahatma, while giving hints to Krishnamurti, what he taught Krishnamurti in 1911-12, we should follow that. The members of TRs are told, no desire for psychic powers. They will come when the masters know that it is best for you to have them. So we will see. No question of this forcible vision to have with us. So yes, Ram, Subiram is the chief medium and at the same time the principal magnetic factor. He was is one of the medium, and also medium is linked between two, one person, one guru and another. He was the link. He we will find in many spiritual organization. Somebody is sitting in the top of the mountain. He has many disciples. So he was principal magnetic factor who, uh, like pins, he will attract, who spreads his disease by infection unconsciously to himself, who inoculates with his vision all other disciples. That is the important thing. This principle is Ram who is doing all these things. And you will find in Theosophical Society, many members are living our Naam ke vaste, they are in society, but they are going to different organization. Those who are giving many types of inspiring speech, inspiring psychic phenomena, etc., etc. So Mahatma here, Mahatma medium is linked between two. Mahatma is against any type of medium, but AP Senate was in favor of medium. So how this, how it is giving some hints to us. Let us go to the next slide. There is one general law of vision: physical, mental, and spiritual. Vision. Not only we are particularly we are all the aspirant or in mundane world, we are seeing it in our physical. Mentally, if we are a visual or if we have the mental power, we can see many things at the mental level and spiritual level. We cannot compare what is the length of their vision. But there is a qualifying special law providing that all vision must be determined by the quality or grade of man's spirit and soul. That is made it bold letter with underlined spirit and soul. The man at what level he is, whether at the he was at the top level or his consciousness is unfolded at the spiritual level, at a Mahatma level or spirit level, and he is at the soul, I mean, animal man level. So accordingly, his vision will be there. He will be physical vision limited to physical vision only, limited to mental vision, limited to spiritual vision, and also ability to transfer diverse qualities of waves of astral light into consciousness. So those persons who are higher in their faculty, higher in their unfoldment, they can see the astral light and they can unfold that consciousness, that light into consciousness. So three important words Mahatma mentioned: spirit and soul and astral light. What is spirit, soul, and astral light? We'll go to the. I am grateful to Sekhar Raji. He told me once that when we both are in a meetings at Bihar, we are in two rooms. He told me this theosophical glossary blah blah will clarify many doubts. So subsequently I purchased. So it is all from the theosophical glossary at page 284. The term spirit as well as the soul. The term spirit said is applied solely to that which belongs directly to universal consciousness. It is within us, but we are not aware of it. It is not expanded. So it says the spirit is which belongs and which is its homogeneous, and as above so below, homogeneous and unadulterated emanation. There is no adulteration. Thus, higher mind in man, in his ego, manas, is when linked with it usually with buddhi, is spirit. So when mind, higher mind, when I am in higher mind, and there is no adulteration, so I am the spirit. So then only I can, my consciousness will be expanded. I can see the vision of light, whether it's astral or a spiritual light, we can see. And the soul is human or even animal soul is applied to the kama manas. Soul means full of passion, desire, jealousy, lower mind, not attached to higher. Then next is, what is astral? Astral light. Let us go to astral light, this invisible region that surrounds our globe, as it does every other and corresponding as the second principle of cosmos. The third being life, which it is vehicle to the linga sarira or astral double within man. So our sarira full of astral light, linga sarira. Astral light gives out nothing but what it has received. Suppose from earth what it received, it radiates back, intensifies, thus becoming an epidemic, physical, moral, psychical, everything, whatever affecting the earth to us, it is because of our creation. What we send by our bad thought, bad manner, it is again astral light on the earth is reverting back. So we are different facing tsunami, epidemics, flood, then this naturally this COVID, corona, etc. It is all creation of ours. Next is Mahatma says there is one general law of life, unit of life, one life, that is best of theosophical society. One life, one law. Mahatma mentioned there is but one general law of life, but innumerable laws qualify and determine the myriads of forms perceived and sounds are. One life is there, but there are many lives you will see, innumerable lives, myriad of forms, perceived and sounds, and you will see. There are many, innumerable, unmeasurable. There are those who are willing and others who are unwilling, blind. Mediums, here Mother, mediums belong to the former. They are blind to the and sensitive to the latter. Mediums, particularly those who are mediums, they are blind to the one law, one general law of life. But they are sensitive to the latter, that is a myriad of forms, perceived sounds, and all these things. Next is, unless here clearly direction. There are many people always telling that theosophical society there is no gurudom, no spiritual teacher. But clearly you see Mahatma how he mentioned, unless regularly initiated and trained. So every now and then in our family life, in our personal life, in our professional lives, we are getting training. Whether we are reading At the Feet of Master, Voice of Silence, then Light and Path, everything is a continuous process of our training. Unless regularly initiated and trained concerning the spiritual insight of things and the supposed revelations made unto man in all ages, from Socrates down to Swedenborg and Von, no self-tutored seer or clairaudient ever saw or heard quite correctly. So unless we have trained properly, unless we are guided properly, unless we fit become to receive the higher light with the help of our Mahatmas, then there is no question of getting this vision, this light, this spiritual light. So further Mahatma mentioned, no harm and much instruction may come to you by joining his society. Yes, Ram, misguided. You will find such type of people misguiding many of TS members, misguided. So Senate at that time, Senate was opinion that he will join in that society. Society belonged to S. Ram, Gurus. Go Mahatma mentioned, go on until he demands what you will be obliged to refuse. Because Mahatma knows Senate very well, that he will very independent mind, he will one day he will refuse yes remarks what is his demand. So learn and study. Here given Mahatma himself given him learn and study. Learn, you have to learn and study. You are right. They say often that one and only God of the universe was incarnated in their Guru. And were such an individual to exist, he would certainly be higher than the planetary. So, no Mahatma mentioned, no harm, and much instruction may come to you by joining his society. Go on until he demands that all will be what you will be obliged to refuse. Learn and study. You are right. You say and affirm that the one and only God of the universe was incarnated in their Guru. You will see many organizations now having the spiritual teacher. They are telling he is the Sadguru, he is Lord Shiva incarnated as his spiritual teacher, like this. And were such an individual to exist, he would certainly be higher than any planetary spirit. He could be higher than Mahatma mentioned, he could have been higher than the planetary. The next slide is Mahatma says, but they are relating to the Guru of Esra. They are idolaters, my friend. Their Guru was no initiated. Once also Master K. given another hint to Senate also, same thing, that your Guru, would-be Guru is not an initiate. How initiation is important in Theosophical Society, kindly mark. Their Guru was no initiated, only man of extraordinary purity of life and powers of endurance. He had never consented to give up his notion of a personal God and even gods, though offered more than once. So, how beautiful Mahatma explained, to become devoted to Theosophical Society, devoted to teacher, and to take a discipleship initiation. These are things necessary for us to give up this notion of a personal God and even gods, though offered more than once. So the Guru of Esram was not taken initiation because he at that time not left the God's notion of a personal God and even gods. He was born as an Orthodox Hindu, died a self-reformed Hindu, something like Keshav Chandra said, but higher or purer, without, with no ambition to tempt his bright soul. I think Mahatma referred many times in Mahatma letters, purification, etc. It is a you are not. It is not acceptable. You cannot be a disciple because it is a negative quality. Simple purification of your physical body and etc. Like this Guru of Islam is not acceptable to them. Then why there is reference, if you ask, why there is reference to Keshava? HB says he is one of the top leaders who formed Brahma Samaj, calling itself a new dispensation, means a reform movement in Hinduism. But the one mistake, one important point there mentioned in Joy Mill's book, all is taken on faith. Here there is no question of argument, nothing, no question of dispute. Whatever Brahma Samaj will tell, you will accept blindly. So that is a role of Keshav. And subsequently, Joy Mills in her books mentioned, Keshav Chandra mentioned that he is equal with Jesus Christ. That is the wordings of Joy Mill's book. Then lastly, many of us have regretted his self-illusion, Esram, but he was too good to be forcibly interfered with. Then Mahatma advised Epicenate, join them, but learn, remember your sacred promise to cage. So that is important. What is the sacred promise? Nowhere explained. I have searched 2-3 books available with me. But my speculation, when we are joined with a organization, the object, the mission statement, then if we join the inner group, there are some promise, pledge. So we should be aware of those things. At present, if we are aware of those things, then no need of going there to other organizations to search others other spiritual faculty to force our mind to get more spiritual light. So let us have patience, 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 try. With these words, Sekharji, I conclude. Thank you very much. I am closing this. Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your wonderful explanation of these letters, sir. Now we can have discussion or sharing with other participants who want to have some notes or sharing or any queries regarding that.
Minaki is there. Minaki, she will give some Hindi for Hindi belt. It was,
Yes, Meenakshi ji, can you hear me?
यस नमस्ते ब्रदर और नमस्ते सभी को मेरा प्रणाम। हम महात्मा लेटर नंबर 39 और 40 को आज ले रहे हैं। यह पत्र मास्टर एम सीनेट को लिखते हैं और जो कि रेड इंक में उन्होंने लिखा है। इस पत्र में वो कहते हैं कि द स्टेट्समैन नामक वृत्तपत्र एचपीबी के खिलाफ अपमानजनक और निंदनीय लेख लिखते हैं। प्रत्युत्तर में मास्टर एम सीनेट को द पायोनियर में बचाव हेतु लेख लिखने को कहते हैं। स्टेट्समैन को अपना रवैया वापस लेने और मुकदमा दायर करने की धमकी देने की सलाह भी देते हैं और एचपीबी मुकदमे के लिए राजी होती है। मास्टर कहते हैं कि चूंकि उन्होंने अरहत पद की दीक्षा ग्रहण की है, वे किसी से प्रतिशोध लेने या किसी को प्रतिशोध में मदद करने में शामिल नहीं हो सकते हैं। इसी कारण वे एचपीबी को सिर्फ नगद रुपयों द्वारा मदद कर सकते हैं, बशर्ते एक भी पैसे का या अंश का अयोग्य रीति से उपयोग न हो और रिवेंज प्रतिशोध यह अपवित्र काम है। लेकिन आलोचना के खिलाफ एचपीबी को अपना बचाव करने का पूरा अधिकार है। अपने बचाव हेतु उन्हें पूर्ण समर्थन व सहायता मिलनी चाहिए। स्टेट्समैन अपना लेख वापस ले या मुकदमे का सामना करने को तैयार हो जाने की धमकी देने की सलाह देते हैं। एचपीबी अपनी कार्यवाही शुरू करे, यह उनका अधिकार है। इससे स्टेट्समैन पीछे हट जाएगा। अडेट्स अपने चेला को जरूरत पड़ने पर आर्थिक मदद भी करते हैं। सीनेट के बारे में मास्टर कहते हैं कि आपके लिए मेरा दोहरा उद्देश्य है, आपकी अंत प्रज्ञा विकसित करना और आपके साहित्यिक रचना को अधिक प्रभावशाली बनाना। वे कहते हैं कि आपके 3 आर्टिकल्स सराहनीय है, हर एक बात को विस्तृत तरीके से पेश किया है, जिसके परिणाम स्वरूप विद्वान पंडितों का और तत्वज्ञानियों का ध्यान आकर्षित होगा। इसके पश्चात आपको क्रिएशन के बारे में और अधिक ज्ञान दिया जाएगा। मास्टर विनोद में कहते हैं कि मेरा रात्रि का भोजन बनाने का समय हो गया है और यह भोजन शायद ही आपको पसंद आएगा। अब हम महात्मा लेटर नंबर 40 की तरफ पढ़ते हैं, जो कि नवंबर 1881 में लिखा गया है। एचपीबी और कर्नल ओलकॉट पर निंदनीय आलोचना भरे हमले, जो कि मिशनरीज और वृत्तपत्रों द्वारा दुर्भावपूर्ण साजिश थी, जिन्होंने संस्थापकों पर गंभीर आरोप लगाए थे। मास्टर कहते हैं कि जब तक संस्थापक पूर्णतः निर्दोष साबित नहीं होते, तब तक न तो आप और न ही स्वयं भगवान बुद्ध सोसाइटी की किसी तरह मदद कर सकते हैं। इस विषय पर मास्टर कहते हैं कि अंग्रेजों के और हमारे सोच विचारों में भिन्नता है। अंग्रेज खुद को साफ सुथरा शिष्टतापूर्ण दिखाते हैं और दूसरों पर कीचड़ उछालते हैं। इसे कौन ठीक करेगा? मास्टर प्रश्न पूछते हैं। सुब्बीराम, जिन्हें शालिग्राम भी कहा है, एक पत्र में सीनेट मास्टर से उनके बारे में पूछते हैं, सुब्बीराम के बारे में। तब मास्टर कहते हैं कि एस राम एक बहुत अच्छे इंसान है, एक भक्त है, उपासक है, वह एक सच्चे निस्वार्थ निष्कपटी है, लेकिन रहस्यवाद यानी मिस्टिसिज्म में पूरी तरह गुमराह है, आत्मभ्रमित है। हठ योग, वैराग्य, गंभीर आत्म अनुशासन द्वारा उनके मस्तिष्क के उस भाग में विकार उत्पन्न हुआ जो सही दृश्य दिखाता है या अंतर्दृष्टि होती है। यह उन्होंने बलपूर्वक तीव्र एकाग्रता से विकसित किया। शालिग्राम एक मीडियम के तौर पर अनावधान पूर्वक अन्य शिष्यों पर अपनी इस प्राप्त दृष्टि का प्रभाव डाल रहे हैं। शारीरिक, मानसिक या आंतरिक दृष्टि का एक सामान्य नियम है, लेकिन सभी दृष्टियों की गुणवत्ता एक विशेष नियमानुसार है जो मनुष्य के आध्यात्मिक विकास पर निर्धारित है और आकाशिक प्रकाश तरंगों के विविध गुणों का अपनी चेतना में प्रकटीकरण की क्षमता पर निर्धारित है। जीवन का एक सामान्य नियम है, लेकिन सृष्टि के विभिन्न रूपों और सूक्ष्माति सूक्ष्म ध्वनियों की अनुभूति, यह गुण विशेष असंख्य नियमों पर आधारित है। कोई स्वेच्छा से विचारहीन होता है तो कोई अज्ञानता से। मीडियम्स स्वेच्छा से विचारहीन होते हैं। आध्यात्मिक अंतर्दृष्टि की पात्रता सिर्फ दीक्षित और नियमित प्रशिक्षण से आती है। सभी युगों के मनुष्य, सोक्रेटिस से लेकर स्वीडेनबोर्ग या फर्न तक, जिन्होंने तथाकथित दृष्टांत दिए हैं, इनके स्व प्रशिक्षण द्वारा अतीन्द्रिय दृष्टि या श्रवण क्षमता में संपूर्ण सत्यता नहीं होती। फिर भी आप चाहे तो उनकी यानी एस राम की सोसाइटी में शामिल हो सकते हैं। इसमें कोई नुकसान नहीं, बल्कि आपको ज्यादा निर्देश मिलेंगे, उपदेश मिलेंगे, और आपसे वह ऐसी मांग करेंगे जिसे आप नकार नहीं सकेंगे। जांच करें और सीखें। एस राम दृढ़ता पूर्वक कहते हैं कि उनके गुरु में साक्षात परमेश्वर अवतीर्ण हुए हैं। मास्टर कहते हैं कि यदि ऐसे व्यक्ति अस्तित्व में हो तो निश्चित ही वह ब्रह्मांड से परे होगा। उनके गुरु दीक्षित नहीं थे, लेकिन उनमें अपूर्व शुद्धता और सहनशीलता की शक्ति थी। उन्होंने कभी भी व्यक्तिगत ईश्वर और देवताओं के बारे में अपनी धारणा को छोड़ा नहीं। वह एक रूढ़िवादी हिंदू रूप में पैदा हुए और एक स्वसुधारित हिंदू के रूप में उनका देहांत हुआ। कुछ ब्रह्म समाज के केशव चंद्र सेन की तरह, लेकिन उस उज्जवल आत्मा पर किसी भी महत्वाकांक्षा का दाग नहीं था। वह एक अति पवित्र इंसान थे। सिद्ध संघ में से अनेकों ने उनके आत्मभ्रम पर खेद व्यक्त किया। वे इतने अच्छे थे कि किसी ने उनके व्यक्तित्व में जबरन हस्तक्षेप नहीं किया। मास्टर सीनेट से कहते हैं कि यदि चाहे तो आप उनमें शामिल होकर शिक्षा प्राप्त करें, लेकिन मास्टर के एच से किया हुआ आपका पवित्र वादा याद रखें। नमस्कार, धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद मीनाक्षी जी, हिंदी में हमारे साथ शेयर करने के लिए महात्मा लेटर्स। इसके बाद अगर हमारे कोई बंधु कुछ बात शेयर करना चाहते हो, दे आर वेलकम। जो हम लोगों ने अध्ययन किया है उसके ऊपर। महापात्रा जी सर,
सॉरी, मितालिनी क्लोजिंग प्रेयर करेंगे? नहीं
हाँ
तो
ओके।
नहीं होता।
सिस्टर मितालिनी जी, will you do the closing prayer?
ओके ओके, ठीक है। नमस्ते टू ऑल। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युर्मां अमृतंगमय सर्वे वै सुखिनः सन्तु सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु न कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति।